Good morning. Welcome back to my channel. I hope your day is off to a great start. I wanted to share a little Get Ready With Me featuring my good old standby Urban Decay Naked Basics. It's a simple palette, neutral colors. It's really easy to work with. And I just thought we'd chat while I get ready. I've got a meeting this morning. And I'm just going to dip into this third shade, which is a pretty flesh tone. And soft kind of creamy color. I've got my It CC cream on my entire face. It's in the shade medium. I started self-tanning and the medium is a good transition. I'm going to have to incorporate something a little darker soon. I've got It CC cream in fair, I've got it in light, I've got it in medium, and I've got it in tan. And as I progress through the summer and self-tan all the way back to winter when I'm fair again, those colors kind of work, different stages. And I'll mix them if I need to. Okay, so the base is on. Now I'm going to take a nice, I love this brush. It's the, make sure I tell you the right, it's Sigma E67. And it's got a beautiful little paddle and a point. And it's really nice to sort of create a crease. And I just mixed a tiny bit of this dark blackish color with a little bit of this taupey color. And I'm going to work right into the crease. I don't go all the way down. I stop right about here and I go just about out. So that way I can pull it just to the area, not past where the tail of my eyebrow is. And I'm working in the crease and then gently bringing it, blending it upward into the brow. So you end up with a nice soft crease. So I hope you all enjoyed your Mother's Day. I had a great time. We actually celebrated on Saturday night. You know, we had to mix brothers, wives, in-laws. You know how that goes. There's, you know, it takes a village to get everybody together. It really does, and that doesn't always happen. So we had dinner at my mother's. I brought dinner over on Saturday night, and that was really nice. And then on Sunday, my husband's son, my stepson, he's almost 30, he was in town from California. So I had them over for an impromptu dinner after work. My sister-in-law as well, and we had a really nice time. So that was our Mother's Day. It was really nice. I did an open house yesterday for real estate. And even though it was Mother's Day, I had a few people turn out, like 4 different parties. So that's good. Market is lively in that particular price range in my area. So that's good. And if I need to, I can always blend this out a little bit more. So there you go. Now I'm going to take that same color combination. Again, it's this shade, this taupey shade with a little bit of the gray, darkish, almost a black. It's really almost a black. And I do more of the light and add a tiny bit of the dark. Whenever you're blending colors, always use the majority of the lighter shade and then add a tiny bit, little increments of the darker shade, because if you do it in the reverse, it takes much more effort and much less good results to lighten a dark shade. You're better off going light and then building the depth in. I'm just going to run that from where I ended it underneath my lid, a lower lash line. And I'm going about almost halfway in on the bottom. Not quite. So this morning when I was having my coffee, my dog, one of my dogs, I call her the alarm. She barks at so many things. She started barking at the window, and I realized the hummingbird is back for the season, which is really exciting. So I ran out and put the hummingbird feeder out. I just get such a kick out of them. They're so sweet. But where I live here in the Northeast, they only come out like around now, and they'll stay till probably October or so when it starts to get cold. Now I'm just blending that line. Not even bothering to use a specific blending brush. This is working just fine. Kind of flicking it outward. So if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see I've been putting a lot of short videos up. I'm trying to do more of those, either on Insta stories or in the feed. that just talk about products that I find to be very helpful with my skin. And I figure if I've got a certain skin trouble or a need, and if I have a product I really love, if it's working for me, it may not work for everybody, of course. We all have different needs, but there are some people it will help. That's what my channels are all about, just giving the advice of things that have worked and haven't worked for me, and hopefully helping other people. So, you know, I used to love, when I worked at Procter & Gamble, I had a forum, you know, of coworkers and people that, colleagues, to external colleagues, internal corporate colleagues, always people to share and teach and connect with knowledge. And I find that social media provides that now. So that's terrific. Now, I want to do a little eyeliner, but before I do the eyeliner, I think I'll curl my lashes. I prefer to do the eyelash curling first. I don't like getting the eyelash curler full of eyeliner. That's just a personal preference. You may be fine with that. I don't like cleaning my eyelash curler. I feel it's a pain. So I try to curl them first when I remember to. I don't always remember to. And I just do little pulses until I get bend in there that I'm happy with. I go at the base, and then sometimes I go about halfway, maybe a little more than halfway up from the base to get a nice kind of curl in there. And there's always some kind of wily eyelash or two that won't, for some reason I can't get it in the curler. It's growing in the wrong direction. And that's alright too. So I hear it's supposed to be in the 80s today. Today is cool. I don't even know what the temperature is, but it feels cool out. It's kind of damp out. Definitely not sunny in 80s, which I'm hoping we get soon. Of course we will. So I think it's just about right. I usually do this off camera because it's so boring to watch. I'm sorry. There we go. Now I'll take my eyeliner. Actually, I'm going to use something I featured on my Insta stories. It's the Black Plum eyeshadow by Bobbi Brown. It's a beautiful purpley violet, sort of in between the two, plum shade, almost black. So it really creates a beautiful soft eyeline, and I think it will work. It's softer than black. It's a little more interest than, say, brown, traditional brown, or charcoal. And I really think it's a pretty color. I'm just going to add that a little thicker towards the outer area of my lash line, and then pull it in. And isn't that pretty? And you can see from one eye to the other, it just really kind of closed that open gap and added more definition. It's really nice. And it doesn't, because of the nature of the shade, the blackish plumish, it really just, it doesn't require a whole lot of blending. It's an easy to work with color. And I'm all about easy. I mean, I could be elaborate, and I'm just taking that little excess and just kind of, so there's no real harsh line of demarcation. I'm just creating a little bit of a V right into the crease. That's it. Now I'll just fan it out. Little baby strokes, so everything's soft, yet defined. Right? Right. I think this side on the left, my left, needs a little more punch. Let's dab a little more on there. There we go. So that was easy. Now I'll take my new favorite mascara, Lash Princess, in the purple and black tube by Essence, available at Ulta. The Naked Basics, you can get the shadow palette by Urban Decay. You can get that at Sephora. I bet Ulta, I'm not even sure if Ulta has it. Mine came from Sephora, and it's just one of those things that works for a lot of people. It's not a lot of fashion. It's not like warm and spicy, but not every day you want a warm, spicy look. Sometimes you want something really neutral and yet that has a lot of punch and definition. So I really like this palette for that. And there's some versatility there too. You can change it up. I just use those 3 shades, but you could use any combination of them. You can even warm it up a little with some of the shades in there. Now I'm going to take a little bit of mascara and just apply it to my bottom outer bit of lashes. Just a little bit. And a little bit more on this side. Yeah, there we go. Nice eye-opened look. So I'm going to put a little concealer today. I'm going to use something very light and sheer and buildable. It's my Garnier Rollerball. I learned this this is called Clearly Brighter Anti-Dark Circle Roller by Garnier. It's in the skincare section. It's not in the makeup section, and I think there's like a medium and a deep. This is either light or medium. I can't remember which one, but I bought a bunch of them actually on Amazon. I painted on, and it's the kind of thing you can build throughout the day if you needed to. It's a really great little corrector because it's so thin. It doesn't settle into fine lines. It doesn't look patchy or cakey. It's just, it almost blends into nothing. So I'll let it set up a moment, let it dry a little. And I learned about it by Lisa 101, Beauty 101 by Elisa. Her channel, and she's also on Instagram, is just fabulous. And she's currently growing out her natural gray hair. And she's beautiful. And her hair is gorgeous. But she went from a very drastic change. You can look at her video kind of account of all of that. But she's beautiful, and now she's going into this beautiful silver, grayish silver color, and I'm envious. If I could easily grow out my gray hair, I think I would. Just because it looks so chic when you do it right. But for now, I'm not doing that. I'll just keep coloring my hair. Now I'm just gently painting this on to spread it, blend it, and pull it down. There. It even acts like a little highlighter on your cheekbone. Actually, my nose looks a little red. So, just touch it up a little. It doesn't have to be perfect. Okay. Speaking of face, now I'm going to warm the face up. And today I'm going to use my Chanel. I always say it wrong. It's the Soleil Tan de Chanel. It's a cream to powder bronzer. And I'm going to use that to sort of sculpt out my face. You've seen me use this a lot. Something years ago when I worked for Chanel in cosmetics, I was not sure how to use this, and once I started experimenting with it, it became fun, like an eyeshadow. It was great on mature. I remember using it on women who were probably like my age then, but I was in my 20s, and I remember thinking, wow, this really has a nice finish on these more mature ladies, and now I'm one of them, and I have to say, I still like it. But it just gives some shape, it gives some color, it gives a little life to the face, and you can't really go wrong with it. I mean, you'd have to really, it works on a lot of different skin tones, and you can't, it would take a lot to really mess your face up with that. You have to start over. And with makeup, rarely do you have to start all the way over. Sometimes, I know, but oftentimes you can salvage anything. Alright, I'll put a little blush. What shall I use for blush today? I think I'm just going to go with Benefit Rockateur. Oh, that's Hoola. Wrong one. Rockateur has a little shimmer to it. Yet, I hesitate to say shimmer, actually, because it's not really noticeable. It just gives a nice glow and lift to the face. I don't know if you can see. It's a really soft, velvety shimmer. But it's a beautiful color. One of my favorites. I learned about this from Melissa 55 years ago. I think it's her #1 and only blush, and she's a gorgeous lady. I think she's in her early 60s. You would never know it. She takes such good care of her skin, and she always has, and she's just beautiful. So that's my tip. I like to share the ladies that have inspired me over the years on YouTube and Instagram with you slowly as I go along with my videos. And that's it. Now there's a window on this side of my room that I have trouble blocking, so my face might look a little bit blown out light-wise, but the color is even. Just so you know, I'm not nuts. So let's do some lips. I think I'm going to work with I'm going to use my Bobbi Brown. It's getting so small. It's the chocolate lip liner. It's one of my favorites. It's a warm brown. You can see I'm definitely not being precise with it because I don't want a harsh line, and it is a darker shade. Sorry, I can't talk when I'm doing that. I'm just kind of smudging it a little onto my lips with my finger. There. And I'm going to use my Wet n Wild 554B. I love this color. Again, has a little frost, but it's not a heavy shimmer. I love it. And the wearability is pretty good, and they're not too sticky. They stick on your lips, but they're not stuck on everything and making those strings when you open your mouth that some lip glosses can do. Oh, gross. It's nice and creamy, actually. There we go. So I think that's my look. I've got my mascara on. Face is done. Maybe I'll put a little bit of face powder just because I'm going to be in the office for a few hours. I'll just go with my La Mer powder. It's here. I've had it. I can grab it easily. A dab will do ya. This is the original formula, which they don't make anymore. I've heard mixed reviews on the new one. But see, it has a nice sort of glow to it. Not sparkly. Doesn't settle into lines. Some people cannot use this under their eyes because they find it settles. It doesn't settle into mine. I think it depends on how dry your skin is under there, how many lines you have, and what products you're putting under there. When I'm using something like the Garnier Rollerball I showed you, the La Mer is fine. If I was really dark, if I was tired or sick and I had really dark circles, I might use something thicker, and then maybe I wouldn't use the La Mer. Like I said, I really haven't had a problem with it, but there are different options depending on what your situation is. Another favorite of mine that I should feature is the Moroccan Oil by Suave. It's much less expensive than the Moroccan Oil brand in the turquoise bottle, which is a wonderful product, but this smells really good. Very similar if you like the original real Moroccan Oil fragrance, and it really does work well. It is not expensive, and I use it a lot. Look at the shine it just gave my hair. My hair really should have been washed yesterday. I think this is day, I don't know what day it is, 5 or 8, but I've been working out a lot, but I didn't have time. But it'll smell fine. It looks okay. It's a damp day outside, so it's going to be a little frizzy. Nothing I can do about it, but I just toned down a bit of it. So here's my look. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to me. If there's something you'd like to see on my channel, let me know. I hope you have a wonderful day. Please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and thanks for watching. Bye.